So the all-important question, can a gravel bike be your only bike? And how different is this Future Shock and the modern third generation Diverge geometry to my second gen? Really important questions. Speak to you in a bit. Hopefully, over the wind noise, you'll be able to hear the creaking, which sounds like a bottom bracket, but it's not, because when you get out of the saddle, it disappears. You get back into the saddle, comes back, take your weight off the bars, disappears. It's very annoying. Buy a new bike to have creaking noises, and every headset I know has to settle in. The thing is, with a standard headset, any 5-piece multi-tool will do it. This headset, you need like a 20-piece multi-tool that has a 1.5mm and a 2mm Allen key, plus their little spanner. And even if you have the right size spanner, it won't work because it has to be a thin little spanner, you're just not going to take with you. So I've been on a ride with a creaky brand new bike. Having said that, having the head tube, the steerer cut to the right size, I enjoy. Can you get a bit closer, darling? You didn't quite shave my left leg fully. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to get back up and answer the all-important question. Can a gravel bike be your only bike? And how different is this Future Shock and the modern third generation Diverge geometry to my second gen? Really important questions. Speak to you in a bit. Hello, horses. I do like this part of the world, especially that house in the distance usually has a chimney going. Obviously today's quite warm. 1, 2, 3, 4 baby cows. They look as cute as kittens. Where's that long run there? So the question still remains, can this be my only bike? Well, yeah, I think it can. And you really got to ask yourself, so today, coming up here, I was overtaken by a skinny bloke on a tarmac SL7. On skinny wheels, and of course he was going faster, but most of the reason he was going faster is because he's skinny and not spent the last 10 days eating his way through France. And also, you know, kind of, if your bike club won't wait 5 seconds for you, or a few seconds at the top of a hill, or even a minute for you at the top of a hill, you've got to ask yourself if you're in the right club. Then the other reason, well, yeah, my Shiv would be faster still, like for like, than that SL7. Do you really want to be riding a Shiv everywhere? Well, maybe you do, in which case you know the answer to that question. I don't. In fact, when I'm fit, I like riding the Shiv because everyone goes, wow, fast bike. But, you know, when you're not fit, everyone goes, why is that bloke riding such a fast bike? And then there's the other question about hard-earned cash. This bike is great. I think honestly it's great value for what it is. And sure, you can get a Shiv or an SL7 and you can beat your mates to the top of the hill, and you can end up with a faster time in a triathlon. You just got to ask yourself, is that worth your soft earned cash? And if it is soft earned cash, the answer is probably yes. But if it's hard earned cash, the answer is probably no. There's nothing wrong with this bike. Now, I have got I've put the Pathfinders back on, the wire bead ones, and yeah, they're not great. They're really not. I know they've brought out some new S-Works ones, which I may try. Before they had the Pro ones, which I wish they'd put on a bike. Yeah, it cost this much money. But they didn't. And I should have changed them last night, but I was busy editing a new Mobile Networks IR21 on the GSMN page in XML. And once you've been editing E164 codes and SGSN addresses in XML for a few hours, really, I looked at the bike and went, you know what, I'd rather have a Negroni. Oh, there's a wasp. I think I'm actually close to a wasp nest. So on that note, I'll share with you the place. It's a bit warmer than when I was here last time. Did I say I really love that house? I really do love that house. Yes, I love this bike as well. I really do love this bike. The only thing I would like, Specialized, is a curvy seat tube. I'm going to reserve judgment until I put the 700 by 50s on tomorrow and see how close we get to here, but still, I reckon we could make that a little bit curvy, and then this bike would be on a whole new level. Almost like the new LA Sprint, which has caught my attention. Anyway, less talking, more riding. Okay, we're back. My favourite gravel mixed path road route thing in this stunning church. This time I came up the steep road, which I'm going to put Strava segment there. I'd call that Ors category tarmac, don't you? I think that deserves to be a road segment as well. Absolutely love this place, but I had to stop more than anything because, well, the sound of the Future Shock headset grumbling was driving me nuts. I do realise it's a very clever tool actually by Specialized to try and force you out of the saddle. So for a bit of this, one of the other reasons I'm out of breath is not just the Ors category steep climb to this church, but also because I've been out of the saddle just to shut the headset up. God, it's annoying. But I don't have the little spanner tool, but I'm going to try and use the 1.5mm and 2mm Allen keys in there, as soon as I brought them anyway. What I'll also try and show you as well, I don't know if it'll focus this properly. Let's see if we can. There you go. That little kind of gull wing, as it's called, I don't know, that little point which you can see just above there is Orduña, which hopefully I can show you. There's an epic ride where you go from Bilbao up the mountain pass of Orduña. So you go through Basque country, Álava, into Castilla, La Mancha it must be. Castilla or Castilla? Sorry, you wouldn't think I did Hispanics, would you? Along this wonderful sort of plateau and then back down past Angulo, Arceniego, where we are now. It's an amazing ride, but it's 125 kilometers and 3,500 meters of ascent. It's a proper ride. And the last time I did it, I think I had 3 pincho de tortilla stops. It took me most of the day because I took it easy. But days like these, eh? Anyway, let's try and tighten this thing. Otherwise it's going to be a hard standing up ride. But having said that, I mean, it sounds like I moan sometimes. And I do, because I expect, yeah, I work very hard to be at the top of my game, and I expect a company like Specialized to also be. And honestly, you know, this is a great idea. It's not quite good enough yet. The whole concept of having two independent pieces here just doesn't really work, because all the stresses are fore and aft, not left to right, and having independent left to right just means you're going to have an imbalance on the bearings and potentially shorten the life. So for me, I mean, I have some ideas of how to redo this if I can be bothered. I'll try and machine some stuff to do it. But having said that, you know, I'll take it. If a bike has this on, I'll take it. With my other one not having it on, I'll take that as well. I suppose the only other, yeah, I'm going to have to make one of these in carbon fibre. The one in plastic is driving me insane. But anyway, I'll add that to the long list of things that are on the to-do list and frequently get put onto the not to-do list. Anyway, I'm going to tighten this up, drink some more water, get back on the gravel route, get back down to Bilbao and get myself a very late, well-earned lunch, and hopefully sweat out some of the sat in a car and eating my way through France for the last week and a bit. Well, and sat at my desk. I mean, I'm not complaining, but yeah. Stay active, chaps and chapesses. One of the other problems is that even with this wonderful multi-tool that has both the 1.5 and the 2 mil, so there's basically a smaller 1.5 that I've just managed to tighten. I can just about do that by getting on this side, and because it's right in the corner. But the 2 mil is just really hard. I can only get about an 1/8 or a 16th of a turn. But anyway, I think this is going to stop the creaking, which at the end of the day is what matters. Imagine living there. Okay, it appears this is all I managed to do. Let's change the pitch. So I'll show you what I do when I get back, hopefully with the spanners and everything, to adjust the headset and get rid of the noise. It sounds like a bottom bracket noise. Get back to enjoying the ride. Roads like these. I'm actually quite glad I brought the Pathfinders, because and the Goodyears in the other video, which I'll try and link to here. It had road pressure. So yeah, they had road pressure in them, but they struggled on this sort of loose tarmacy gravel sort of, I don't know what it is. It's definitely a loose surface, and yeah, got some cows in the background. We'll see how the sort of tyre profile of the Pathfinders gets on, because even though these are wire beads and a bit horrible in terms of construction and weight, the principle I like for what I'm doing, where you have a solid centre tread for the tarmac, but hopefully the side bits will grip as it dips down. But I'll let you know when I get to the top of there. Speak to you in a minute. Well, it may take me 2 minutes, possibly even 3. Wow, I really did have an audience back then. When I stopped recording, I went backwards slightly and see them all looking at me going, this human is really weird. I don't know if you can see there, they've obviously been rubbing up against the fence. Good old scratch. Can you tell I'm trying to delay going up there? Okay, I'm at the top. It's not what I was expecting, actually. On the looser stuff it was worse, But on the less loose stuff, it was better than the connectors. That's strange. But still, I suppose, for me, one of the keys is that I did unclip one side. It didn't give me the confidence to go up a slope like that, which is only 15 degrees, probably 20 degrees at most, clipped in, which, you know, even on a semi-slick proper mountain bike tire, like a, you know, Thunderbird, which I suppose is a better grip profile than this, I wouldn't have had any problem going up there. It just goes to show, I mean, gravel bikes, they'll do a lot, but yeah, you can obviously go faster and harder on stuff like this on a mountain bike. Well, certainly, don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe I need to be fitter, and then I'd have whizzed up here. But if anything, I should imagine the weight was giving me a bit of an advantage here. But you know, at the end of the day, there's no substitute for fatter tires. Off-road, obviously on-road, yeah, set of Thunderbirds. There's a reason I didn't get the 650s on the Race Max, is that everybody told me that, you know, the 650 really saps energy when you get the 650 by 2.1 or 2.2s on the, not saps energy, saps speed on the road. And you know, the whole point of gravel for me is being able to go faster on certain sections and get more done. So on that note, I'm going to be a lot faster along here on my gravel bike than I would be on a mountain bike. Yeah, on the flat bit where traction is not an issue. So yeah, I'll probably catch you. I'm getting quite hungry now, so I might, unless there's anything else I can think of rambling on to you about, I'll catch you back tightening this thing up properly. And I'll leave you with some beautiful blossom and some cowbells and a car in the distance. I was not expecting that at the bottom of there. So yeah, we got a bit of a splash. It's quite funny how from a distance I didn't know whether to go left or right. And I don't know if you can see the profile, but that looks flat. Just like that from the top. So I took the right and ended up bailing into the water because I don't know if you can see it's mud there, and it's better to get a bit wet with traction in the water than loose traction and fall flat in the puddle. Ancient Chinese proverb, that. It is always good to remember where taps are when you end up with no water.